Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tiki-Taka Tiki-Talk. Today, I'm joined by my dear friend, Brian. And we have a new host today.
What's going on, guys? My name is Vincent. I'm really happy to be here, really happy to be co-hosting.
The Tiki-Talk is going to be the Champions League today. We have some huge fixtures. Big teams showed themselves. Big results. They beat, Bayern won by a lot. Real Madrid won by a lot. Barcelona won by a lot. Real Madrid won by a lot.
Yes, sir.
Maybe not them. But yeah, I think the best teams showed why they're the best teams in this latest knockout phase.
Yeah, I mean, finally done with the round of 16. Now we get to, I think what most people would say, crunch time, the big matchups. Of course, let's talk about them. But I guess first we should talk about the games that just went by these last couple of days and take a look at the draws overall.
The first topic is Bodo Glimt Sport.
For me, I was so looking forward to seeing them in the quarterfinals of the
100%.
Champions League.
100%.
I mean, we got to talk about their run. It was absolutely incredible. They needed to win their last two games in the group stage to go through, beating Atletico Madrid, beating Manchester City, going into the playoffs against the finalists Inter Milan, beating them both home and away. Yes. It's incredible. And then winning their first leg 3-0.
And then this is what we got after. This result right here, this 5-0 that we saw. It's sad to see them go away, and this is a pretty embarrassing way to go out. Basically, they're known in Norway as a team that was just like in the second division, then in the third division, back up in the second division. And only recently, when they came back up, they're like, all right, we're not doing this again.
Right. And I think we also have to mention, let's not forget, their season only just recently started back up, I think, in the league. They've been playing these Champions League games without really any practice, just straight back and forth.
I also want to mention, look over here, look at their squad. They're all from Norway. These are all homegrown talents.
Yeah. Norway, Denmark.
So it's that area. So, I mean, for me, it's like what they did to go against,
big teams.
The top teams. It's incredible.
Absolutely.
With all players from Norway. I mean, it's sad to see them go. Sporting, they played a great game.
Yeah, I mean, if we're just looking at their stats right here, 9 big chances created. They had an XG of 3.78.
They scored more goals than their expected goals.
Yeah, 38 shots all game over the 120 minutes.
That's a beatdown right there. And Bodo won the first game 3-0.
Yeah.
When you win a first leg 3-0, how do you,
Yeah.
They were probably thinking because this is their first time in this knockout round, right? They just beat Sporting, which is it's a huge team.
Yeah.
They just beat Sporting. And they just beat them 3-0 in the first leg. In their minds, I bet you they were like, and I think you could see that.
They give up.
Yeah, but I mean, I think we also have to give a lot of credit to Sporting here.
100%. Araujo played amazing.
It's a tale of two teams, and I mean, we have to give credit to Suarez. I mean, he came in, he was going to be the replacement to Gyökeres. We thought, could someone kind of take over that mantle after what was a fantastic striker, leaving.
Yeah.
But he's done an exceptional job, Luis Suarez here. So
talking about Gyökeres, let's move on to the big signing that Arsenal did.
Okay.
They signed Gyökeres, but he hasn't
performed
been
very well.
Brian, what do you think?
I think Arsenal is a very good team. They can play from the back. They know how to play.
Right.
They have the
structure.
The structure for playing, and they're pretty good on the wings.
Yeah,
you have Trossard and then Saka.
Yeah, they generate a lot for Arsenal. Yeah. I mean, they're constantly, the thing with Arsenal is that they play an ugly style of football.
Yeah, for sure.
They're easily my least favorite team to watch in the Prem. That's a good team, of course, that has all these big players and a great coach technically.
It is a good coach.
And I would say that really what we're seeing from Arsenal this season is kind of an encapsulation of really what the Premier League has been this season.
Yeah.
The Premier League has always been known for its physicality and its reliance on pace. But I think overall, we give a lot of shtick for Arsenal for not being, the most high-scoring team, but they have the most goals in the Premier League this season, and that's with, strikers that aren't functioning amazingly well. I think Gyökeres has been okay. But, I mean, overall, he certainly isn't putting up the numbers.
He's definitely not a Haaland, for sure.
No, definitely not.
You can't compare them.
But
not yet. Haaland is a machine.
Well, just to say something, I think Arsenal, they need a striker like Haaland.
But see,
I think they need a striker.
And they need a striker.
I don't know.
First in the Prem.
But I don't know because I think also the problem is.
I mean, they could win the Prem, but could they win the Champions League? Can they win the Champions League with that striker?
Yeah, I mean,
And I don't think so.
That's a good question.
It's
that makes
fair.
sense because you need him. Like to win the Champions League,
Yeah.
every player needs to be playing good.
But I think what we also have to like to keep in mind is that Arsenal, basically because they haven't really had a strike like a proper center forward these last couple of years, I feel like they've kind of learned how to play without one. And so, I mean, there's times where you kind of have to feel bad for Gyökeres because you can see he's in the middle, he's waiting for a ball, and then Saka will dribble or do something else. So it becomes very difficult. Obviously, Arsenal, they've been known for their defense, especially this season, and of course their set piece abilities. And when you have a backline, Gabriel and Saliba, I mean, just probably the best two center backs in the world right now, at least arguably. That's what they're effectively going to be relying on.
I mean, yes, I agree with you, but I think we're throwing a little bit of shade at Gyökeres right now. He's their top scorer in the Prem, and he has the most total goals and assists. So maybe he's not doing because he has this expectation.
If we're talking in England only,
right? Of course.
But outside of that,
the Champions is a different thing. I completely agree. But we're also comparing him to his past version in Sporting when he had a legendary season.
I mean, two
so I think,
at least.
It's his first season in the Prem. It's cut him a little bit of slack.
Too much to say on Leverkusen. I mean, give them credit for what they did in the first leg. They were unlucky to go out of that 1-1.
Tied, yes, correct.
But it was always going to be difficult for them to come to London and really get anything out of this Arsenal team, who, in my opinion, they're certainly one of the favorites for the Champions League this season.
Ooh.
From one London club to the next.
My Chelsea fans out there.
Look away.
Liam Rosenior. Oh. Mind you, Chelsea beat PSG in the Club World Cup final.
And to be fair, I actually think they played a pretty good game in the first leg until they started.
Yes, they did.
Then they capitulated.
It was two mistakes from defenders.
But I mean, really, the man of the show, in my opinion, in this tie, Khvicha Kvaratskhelia. I mean,
such a good player. I love him.
We're talking.
So much. Such a good player.
How many left wingers in the world right now are better than this guy? Maybe Rafinha. I would.
Not even close. I don't think that's good. I think this guy's much better.
You think he's better than Rafinha?
No,
Yes.
pero vos sos madrista, boludo. Pero para.
That's different, though. That's different.
Okay. I mean, Rafinha. Hold on.
I think let's not. We don't have to bring in Rafinha for this, but I mean, if we're talking, top 5 left wingers in the world right now, I mean, who would you say? Kvara, Rafinha, of
Who would
course.
you say?
Vinicius Junior.
I don't know. I don't know. This season, I don't know. This season, for me, this season, if we're talking top 5, I go Rafinha.
Okay.
Kvara, I think Lucho Diaz has to be up there.
I was gonna say Lucho Diaz.
He has to be up there. The numbers that he's been putting
I was
up.
gonna put up Lucho Diaz.
I might even have to throw in a little Kenan Yildiz. I think he's been fantastic this season.
Okay, I agree. Yes, I agree. But he is a 10.
Yeah, but he's played off the left.
But he's naturally when he plays, even on the left wing, he likes to go inside. He likes to go across the other way.
Absolutely. But if we're gonna keep it, he's been on paper playing on the left. If we keep him in that just in terms of numbers, after those 4, I mean, you can give Doku a shout. I think certainly on the ball, he's one of the most talented players.
Doku's incredible.
His only problem is his productivity. He just doesn't have the numbers that other players have.
Productivity.
How many goals in the Prem does he have this season?
Did you see him against Madrid?
I don't know if we're putting him in the same conversation as these other guys who have the numbers to back up their play. I mean, these are all very talented players.
Now, I'll take that. But in terms of talent and what he can do, Jeremy Doku.
He should be up there.
Is he above Vinny right now?
No.
Vinny's had a bit of a lull this season, but he's picked it up recently.
Yes, he has.
We're going to talk about that later, but let's go back to the game.
It's just a collapse. 2-8 on aggregate. PSG here showed why they're a top dog. They're defending the Champions League, obviously. You can just see physically they're better. Tactically, they're better. I think they just strangled Chelsea. And, looking at these last few Chelsea games, the Chelsea fans knew it too. I've been reading a lot, and they've been saying, we're going to go in the Parc des Princes and we're going to get killed. And that's what happened. And do I think Chelsea deserve an 8-2?
I think the scoreline is harsh.
The scoreline is definitely harsh. Exactly. That's my point. In the first leg, they played amazing up until those mistakes. And that's what the Champions League is about. Those mistakes in a knockout tournament,
in this competition, all your weaknesses are going to get exposed. I'll see what Rosenior can do going forward.
We all agree that Madrid turns into a different team in the Champions League.
Yeah. For sure.
I mean, that's what they care about. It's clear as day.
Yeah.
They don't care about winning La Liga. I mean, yeah, they're gonna beat the easy teams. They're gonna win, but
this is their competition. That's when they turn up. I mean, I would have loved to see a game uninterrupted by the red card. Silva a little bit stupid from Bernardo Silva to like.
What do you think about that red card though? Because it's like
I think certainly it's a pen. I mean, a red. You can debate the merits.
A red it was harsh, but
you can debate the merits of double jeopardy, but he pretty obviously tries to stick his elbow out, and I mean it's definitely a red. It's unfortunate to see because I think had that not happened, maybe we would have had
a good game,
a good game.
But
yeah.
City scored with the man down too.
That's absolutely.
It was 1-0 Madrid, and then they scored.
Vinicius made up for that penalty miss the other week, where I actually thought he played a pretty decent game in the first leg despite missing the penalty. I would even say today probably wasn't as good. But he scored the 2 goals, and
Vinny missed a few chances too. This could have been a higher scoring game.
Yeah, he could have scored a hat trick.
So there was a point in the game where City had a few chances to, they scored 1, and then they were still more dominant than Real Madrid starting the second half, in my opinion. When you're a man down, after 60 minutes, the 70th minute mark, your players are obviously depleted, and that's what happened. City needed that goal in the. Right as the half started, 50th minute, get that second goal, and remontada was there because they were superior tactically.
But it was all about game management from Real Madrid. I mean, after that first leg, an incredible Valverde hat trick.
Courtois saved them.
Oh yeah,
yeah, many times.
And Lunin saved them as well. Both of them made spectacular saves.
And just going back on Courtois a little bit.
Right.
When are we gonna start having that conversation that Courtois
might be the best goalkeeper in the world?
I'm not saying all that. But
I think the best goalkeeper in the world.
Right now, I don't mind that. But if we're talking of all time,
you think?
When are we going to start talking about him being, a part of that table, a part of that conversation?
I think he already is. I think he already is.
I put him there right now.
I mean, I don't think in the
conversation.
Yeah, I think Gigi Buffon will always be the number 1 goalkeeper as long as I'm alive, at least.
Because we're definitely out there to talk about it. I
mean, he's incredible. This guy is the spider.
I mean, there's also
Neuer. Many goalkeepers say he's the GOAT.
Yeah, but Neuer says Buffon's the GOAT. So.
But he's a humble guy.
Yeah, but I think if you ask most goalkeepers, they would say Gigi Buffon is the GOAT.
Okay. I mean, I agree with you.
But yeah, come on.
I agree with you. I'm not gonna disagree. I'm just saying a little something.
But yeah, no, honestly, Courtois, he's fantastic. He turns up. I mean, it's something
just
about
Real Madrid in the Champions League.
It's just the players.
I mean, and everyone knows it. We don't have to say too much. Everyone knows it. City knows it too.
Yeah.
That's why they got battered in the first leg.
After the second goal, they stopped playing.
Valverde, un crack. Lo amo.
That hat-trick goal, especially if we're going to go back to it.
Qué golazo. Por favor.
Class.
What a player.
I mean, the red card, that was it, bro. 20th minute, the red card. Maybe we could have seen something if City put something right as the half started, but that's it, man.
I mean, this game is half a mentality thing, and then Real Madrid are just the mentality monsters in this competition. There's no question about that.
100%.
We get to today's fixtures.
We saw the same thing.
These were high scoring. A lot
of goals. There's a lot of content to watch. That's for sure. You just see the better teams tactically destroy the other teams.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Shall we start with Barcelona?
I think we shall. This is Brian's favorite team, if you guys didn't.
You got to feel bad because I think Newcastle, for 3/4 of this tie, I mean, they kept themselves in it. They were very unfortunate in the first game to give up that late penalty, which I thought was correct. It's soft, but I thought that was a penalty.
No, it was definitely good.
They had played a decent first half. They kept up with the pace of Barcelona. But as the second half started, I mean, they just didn't step out of the locker room. And it's really difficult, especially in the Camp Nou, to keep that pace, keep that pressure against a team that knows how to find spaces. I think that late penalty in the first half.
That's exactly right. I want to bring up Pedri, the greatest midfielder in the world. No,
Bellingham is better.
Okay, continue.
Bellingham's better. Bellingham's better.
No, explain.
I think they're different players. It's very difficult to compare them. Let's say that. But
they're completely different.
They are completely different.
They're completely different.
But who's better? Who's better?
Hold on.
Who gets to the box more? Who gets to the box more?
But they're different positions.
I can pick out one stat from here and tell you that.
You're gonna say that Pirlo, Zidane are like the same.
That's a whole different conversation.
But this is what you're doing right here. You're comparing apples to oranges.
Yeah. But I don't think. My problem is, Pedri probably the best midfielder in the world right now. I think the conversation has to start with Rafinha, though. 2 goals and 2 assists today.
But I wanted to bounce on what you said about how Newcastle just kind of died out in the second half. Mm-hmm. And that just comes from, if you have a midfield that's the best midfield in the world, you can do things that, no other team can do.
Yeah.
Once you have that breaking lines, breaking press from Pedri that he does so well, the Newcastle players can't press him. Mm-hmm. No player can press Pedri.
Yeah. Going back to what I was saying before, I think that late penalty was in the first half was important for Barcelona because it allowed them to go into break with that lead. And once Barcelona smells blood, it's done. Once Barcelona smells blood, because then it forces Newcastle or any opponent to stretch. And when they stretch their lines, that leaves a lot of space.
For who? For Lamine Yamal and Rafinha. And then what does that generate? Chances for Lewandowski. I mean, Lewandowski had the 2 goals. Mm-hmm. Clinical finisher.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how old he is. Yeah. Doesn't matter that he's not in his prime. I mean, when he needs to do it, he'll do it.
He can still do it.
Simple as that.
I actually think Lamine didn't have the greatest of games today.
I know he did not.
Gave up that chance for the first.
That pass, the back heel.
Back heel pass was not great, and then he skied that chance in the first half as well.
You say all this, but you're sitting right there talking about soccer. No. He's the best player in the world.
I think that's fair. I think he could be considered the best in the world right now.
You think so?
Certainly, I mean, he's the most talented. If you want to say numbers-wise, you could put Mbappe or Haaland or Harry Kane ahead of him.
Currently.
The player I would take is Harry Kane, not Mbappe. I'll take Harry Kane as an argument, but not Mbappe.
That's fair.
I mean, I think Mbappe's done a good job this season. I don't think...
He's done a good job?
Yeah, come on. Mbappe?
It's more than doing a good job, though.
I mean, but I think he
in any club that he goes, he ruins the locker room.
Okay, ruin the locker room is one thing, but putting scores, stacks, he's right there.
If
putting stacks, he's always putting stacks.
His own numbers. If we judge purely on his own numbers, I mean, you can't say the guy is not top 5 in the world right now. I would say top 3, top 2, maybe.
Guys, all right, let's go back to the Real Madrid thing.
But he was injured.
He didn't play against City. He didn't play a minute.
Okay, but I think, is he not the... I believe...
Mbappe did not play a minute against City.
Is he not the top scorer in the Champions League this season?
However, it doesn't matter if he's the top scorer or not. Because he didn't play against City, and everyone had City destroying Real Madrid.
But I don't know if we can read into that if he had played...
Well, if Mbappe would have played, I think Real Madrid would have played worse.
Yes, he is.
He's the top?
Sitting with 13 goals
this season.
13 goals.
Who's second and third? What do we got?
Gordon second, Harry Kane's third, Haaland 4, and Julian Alvarez 5th.
But looking at it from a tactical standpoint, I feel like Real Madrid had so many more chances without Mbappe. I feel like when Real Madrid plays with Mbappe, it's like they have this little parasite that's like, give me the ball, give me the ball.
Okay,
he'll score.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
It's alto crack. But he always creates that little doubt in his teammates' mind.
If you want to say that on a tactical level, sure, but I think on an individual level, I mean, there's no doubt
that's fine. I can agree with you on that. But the stats also say that Real Madrid beat Manchester City 5-1 without Mbappe. And what was Mbappe signed for? The Champions League. He has the top scorer. He's the top scorer, sure. But Real Madrid beat Man City. On to our next game, we have Bayern Munich versus Atalanta. 10-2 on aggregate. That is a goal difference of 8, first of all. All I have to say is I love how Bayern Munich plays. They're so fun to watch.
They destroy every team they come they face with.
As a lover of calcio, it's hard to see the final Italian team out of the Champions League, especially in this manner. But you got to give it to Bayern. I mean, what an incredible team Vincent Kompany has on his hands. I mean, they've scored nearly 100 goals already in the Bundesliga.
Correct.
just looking at some of these players, Harry Kane, again, in the conversation probably for the Ballon d'Or at the end of the season. 100%. He has been unplayable. Luis Diaz, who I think I mentioned it before, but I think this guy is so underrated. It seems like a lot of people don't put him in the conversation for one of the best players in the world, but he has to be up there.
Yeah, he's a top winger.
Definitely.
Top winger. And then I know my Colombian brothers got him top. That's for sure.
And then, of course, Leonard Carl. I mean, the young guy, one of the best youngsters.
Leonard Carl he generates everything for them. Every play is generated by him.
It's incredible. Because it's really funny with Bayern. There were questions around the goalkeeper going into this game. All their keepers were injured. Jonas Urbig eventually, he's good to play.
What is Atalanta going to do there?
Yeah, no, I mean, the game was done. 6-1, they're not going to come back.
Big question. We're up on aggregate by who knows how many goals, but we got this sub-keeper. Can Atalanta bring it back?
All right.
Can they do it? I mean, it's not Atalanta's fault that they're playing Bayern Munich. I don't think there's much that they could have done. Tactically and physically and individually, there's nothing there.
It's always going to be difficult for them.
It's impossible.
And we'll get to it later, our predictions, but I think Bayern Munich, it's going to be hard for me to see anybody beat this team.
I think they're going pretty far this tournament.
Bayern Munich plays a style of football. I just want to talk about on a tactical level. What they do is they press so high and they generate so much chaos up front, and they'll get scored on, like we see in this game. But they're going to score 3 for every goal that you score. Mm-hmm. If you score 1 goal, bam, they're making 3. Because they're pressing up there. It's relentless.
Perhaps.
And they have 5 players that are running into the box for every chance that they create, that they get. That's relentless.
Perhaps a more polished version of Barcelona in a sense.
We have Liverpool versus Galatasaray.
Liverpool needing to overturn a 1-goal deficit, and
for me, this is a impeccable result from Liverpool because, first of all, Galatasaray is up 1-0 going into this game. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They're a strong, physical Turkish team.
Yeah,
that is difficult. That is very difficult. What Liverpool did today is they didn't let Galatasaray have a long possession. They pressed very hard. And that completely disrupted that. I mean, 0 goals, right? And Galatasaray, it felt like they were never able to get into the game. Liverpool completely dominated them.
I think what we have to mention as well, though, Galatasaray, home and away, are 2 completely different teams. I mean, at Rams Park, with that crowd, they're so difficult to play against.
Overwhelmed by the pressure.
Yeah. I mean... But then away from home, we saw it even the previous matchup against Juventus. They had a huge 5-2 lead going into the second leg, and they nearly collapsed. I mean,
Juventus should have won that game.
They should have, yes, for sure.
Continue.
That red card was some.
It was not a red card.
But nevertheless,
but they terrible decision by the referee.
But they capitulated. They capitulated Galatasaray. They couldn't handle it away from home, and then. This time they didn't have a 5-2 lead going into the second leg, so Liverpool were able to capitalize on that. I think for Liverpool, in a season where they've had so much chopping and changing with their players, it's been difficult. Salah hasn't really been that. He scored a fantastic goal today, but also missed a penalty.
He missed the penalty. He missed the one-on-one with the keeper where he tried to chip it. However, I also want to mention, to add on to what you're saying, how their team looks choppy over the Prem. We know they're not doing too well in the Prem. But in this game, we saw Liverpool that had an idea of playing un estilo de juego, como decimos nosotros, right? And it's different tactically to what they do. This Liverpool press like crazy. They don't typically press like they did today, which was completely different. Which I just want to say, it could be interesting.
I think we got to give a lot of credit to Szoboszlai. I mean, he has easily been their player of the season so far.
Nah, without a doubt. There's no.
He's been incredible on the set piece. Coming in, he scored a fantastic goal today off the corner. I'm sure they practiced that on the training ground. Ekitike scores. He's been great this season. Wirtz has been improving. Liverpool's season is going to be kind of hard to gauge because they're so far behind. Obviously, they're going to be challenging for top 4 only this season. We'll see how they do next season. I'm not entirely convinced with Arne Slot. I'm not sure if he's the guy to really bring this team forward. Long term.
What don't you like about him?
I think I think going back to last season, he kept a lot the same, which is why Liverpool were able to do as well as they did. And
he kept a lot the same. So sorry to cut you off. He kept a lot the same, but what he did was he added a new like fresh air to the team that was able to like actually use Klopp's tactics in a better way that he wasn't able to do before because he was there for so long.
But my problem with that is, it's great that it worked the first season, but when you start running into challenges, how is he going to handle that kind of pressure?
Right. It's constantly evolving, right? Yeah. We see it with PSG. You know, you can say that they're not the best team in the world. Last year they were completely dominant. And you know, that's football. Once you play a certain way, teams start to adapt. We have our last
game.
This is the game between two bottle job teams. Tottenham Hotspur versus Atletico Madrid.
Yeah. I think this is, to be fair, I think this is Tottenham's first win under Igor Tudor. Didn't do a whole lot for him.
Yeah, you won, but you lost.
Like, it was always going to be an uphill battle for Spurs. I mean, they've been having a horrific season. And then going in 5-2 down, Atletico Madrid, we know that they're just they're the master of the dark arts. They're the
master of barking the buzz.
Sit back. I mean, they still scored twice. It was always going to be a challenge, though.
I think they're their dark horse for this tournament. Definitely, for sure.
Atleti?
You think? Yeah. Of course. That's an interesting one. The problem is I disagree with you because I think Cholo Simeone, I think he sucks.
It's not a good coach.
Problem for Atletico Madrid is that they're so inconsistent. They'll beat Barcelona 4-0 one week and lose at home 3-0 to Rayo Vallecano.
Right.
Like the next. Like they're players, you never know what to get from them. Of course, Julian Alvarez has been fantastic. He's been pretty consistently good this season.
I think he's been carrying the team recently, to be honest.
Griezmann is, we know how talented of a player he is. I think Lookman has been a great buy from Atalanta.
Lookman is incredible.
He's definitely changed things for them.
So we're saying all these great players, right? But yet we feel like Atletico Madrid is just underwhelming.
It's just a matter of inconsistency. You know, on his day, Antoine Griezmann is a fantastic player. On his day, Julian Alvarez is a fantastic player. Ademola Lookman, you know. But Atletico Madrid is not consistently enough on their day. Now, that might be mostly a coaching thing, but that's why for me, I mean, it's going to be difficult. We'll see how they do going forward against Barcelona now. Obviously, we'll talk about that. But yeah, I mean, in terms of this game, they did what they needed to do. Spurs, it's a good effort from them for how bad of a season. It's nice to actually see Tottenham play with something in them. It feels like a lot, especially in the Prem, they've been playing for nothing. They've been playing knowing that whatever's going to happen, they're going to leave at the end of the season. But
you watch the games and you see how the Spurs player, how they carry themselves. Like when they're 1-0 down or 0-0, it's the 60th minute. They don't care, bro. No. They don't care. They know that they all have a clause in their contract that tells them if they get relegated, they can leave the team and they have to go to a different club. They don't care.
It's disappointing to see from Tottenham's perspective.
Yeah, and I mean, the problem is the ownership in Tottenham. Because you have a coach that wins you a trophy, the Europa League trophy, and you sack him.
Spurs still finished one place above the relegation. I'm not sure that
it doesn't matter. He won a trophy. It was his second year in Tottenham. In his first year, he said, "Oi, mate, listen, I win trophies in my second year." And you know what he did? He won a trophy.
But had they stuck with Postecoglou, do you think that they would be in a much better position this season?
Yes, he won the Europa League
against 17th
against teams that finished first in their leagues, right? So what do? If you're the president of the club, you're gonna say, "Okay, I see what you did in the Europa League. How can I help you now so that next season we do better in the Prem?"
It was a dumb decision.
I don't think it was a
dumb decision because you have a coach who recently just won a trophy. And then you're gonna fire him?
I don't hate the idea that Postecoglou was sacked, but evidently they didn't find the right replacement.
You're never gonna find the right replacement if you sack a coach that won the Europa League the year prior to a club that hasn't won.
But let's change it a bit. If we're talking Real Madrid wins the Europa League, but they finished one spot above the relegation zone, are you keeping that coach, whoever that coach is?
I'm going to the end.
If I'm Spurs, yes.
But you can't compare Madrid to Tottenham too, because Madrid had
but even for Spurs
expectations too.
But Spurs have expectations to not
for winning just one Europa League in just 1 year with that coach that you just fire him. You fire a coach who won you the first trophy ever in the history of the club.
I think that wraps up our preview of these Champions League Round of 16. Hey guys, if you're in the Las Vegas area, you need to check out JoulFit. JoulFit.ai. Performance Wellness. Check this out.
JoulFit is using AI and robotics to revolutionize fitness. An immersive, gamified experience. 5 compound exercises in 15 minutes twice a week. No sweat. Simply push or pull. 5 compound exercises in an automated circuit. Compete with yourself or the JoulFit community. Using force matching technology, JoulFit works more of your muscle fibers than you could ever work in a traditional gym with an unlimited safe negative.
So here we go. Knockouts. We have the quarterfinals. And we're going to choose which team is going to be the champion. We're going to see some major upsets right now. Brian, why don't you lead us off?
Paris y Liverpool. Paris is taking it home. They're going to the semifinals.
Got you.
I agree.
Do you agree?
I do. I think that, Liverpool deserve a lot of credit for what they did today, but I think ultimately I'm still not convinced by that project. I think PSG are
they have it on the bag.
Yeah. And we saw last season how they step it up now going into the knockouts. I think we'll see a lot of the same.
We're seeing PSG just beat Chelsea 8-2 on aggregate, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be so confident into thinking that they're just going to steamroll past Liverpool. I don't know. I would see this game going to Liverpool. What I saw today from Liverpool, if they can replicate that, and have a tactical plan against PSG, I don't see why not.
I think you're thinking about too much F. I think Liverpool is not consistent enough in the Champions League to say, okay, they're going to take it home.
I think also, Chelsea and Liverpool in the league right now, they're not exactly so far apart. And if PSG can do that to Chelsea, I'm not saying they're going to beat Liverpool 8-2, but I think for me, I'm going to agree with Brian here. I think it's going to be PSG to take
better
it.
Midfielder too.
Okay.
Have better midfielders too, in my opinion.
Yes, that's the big thing right there.
And midfield control game. If you control the game, you win games.
Yeah,
that's how you win.
It's not that PSG has better individual midfielders but their system is just better for their midfield. It just works better. Because Liverpool has McAllister, bro. He's the top midfielder in the world. What are you laughing at?
I mean, define top. I don't know if I would say he's like top 5.
He's Argentina,
Yeah. No, he's the top midfielder in the world.
I mean, if you play for Liverpool, you're going to be a top midfielder in the world.
There you go. 1 + 1 is 2.
Yeah, but I think Vitinha is a better midfielder. I think João Neves is a better midfielder.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
Vitinha is overrated.
Can you remind
Vitinha is overrated.
Can you remind me what country you're from, my friend?
I'm from Italy.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
And
now we're lying.
My name is Gianfranco Apezzato. I'm fully Italian.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tu parla italiano?
And can you just what's that sticker on the back of your laptop?
No. It's just the Apple logo.
Okay.
It's just the Apple logo.
Well, yeah. Okay. Well, I guess if we let's go. Who do you pick?
PSG.
Yeah, guys.
PSG.
I'll give you guys this one. All right.
Good.
Okay.
I'll give you guys this one.
I think me and Brian are not gonna be agreeing on this next one.
For sure.
El Real Madrid contra Bayern Munich.
Yeah, I think.
Okay, Brian. You're wearing a Bayern shirt. You're wearing a Bayern shirt.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
I have to take it off. I'm gonna have to take it off.
Dude, yo, we might need
This is crazy. It's a little bit of a conflict of interest.
So who do you think is gonna win though?
Real Madrid.
No, but you're wearing a Bayern shirt, bro. What are you talking about?
Real Madrid. What do you mean Bayern shirt? I don't see nothing.
Yeah,
I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. Because you're wearing a Bayern shirt, I think I have to put Bayern Munich, right?
No,
Like,
I think With Real Madrid,
You can never count out Real Madrid in the Champions League.
Not.
But I think Bayern Munich is the best team in the world right now. I think their organization.
And so City, I want to add to that because City could be the best team in the world, and Real Madrid could just be but they'll beat Man City.
Yeah.
However, if Bayern are the best team in the world, they'll beat Real Madrid if they're You know what I mean? They have that presence. You know?
Yeah, I hear them. I mean, Bayern in the Champions League.
Real Madrid's always going to beat Real Madrid in the Champions League. Remember that.
But are you saying that Real Madrid is going to go through?
Real Madrid
It's going to go through.
Hold on. Are you saying that because Real Madrid is just Real Madrid in the Champions League, or because Real Madrid is genuinely a better team than Bayern?
I'm saying it because Real Madrid is a different team in the Champions League. They turn up, and we see that last game against Man City.
Okay, but what
Yeah, but
happened last year?
I don't think City played that well.
Yeah, but it's still
City have had their problems this
play,
season.
Yeah.
you play, like you said, and look how many goals we scored.
Yeah, but
And
City's
they agreed
also this season. Like, look at them in the Prem.
I think Bayern's the best team in the world right now.
Yeah.
I don't think they're passing through this one though.
Well, I guess let's take a vote.
I vote for Bayern Munich.
Madrid.
No. You said Bayern Munich because you're wearing the shirt.
I'm covering.
Well, either way, I'm gonna go for Bayern Munich on this one.
Okay.
Real Madrid's taking it home.
This is a difficult one for me because given what we've seen in recent times with Barcelona and Atleti, obviously Atletico Madrid beating out Barcelona in the cup. Atletico Madrid tends to be a little bit of a bogey team for Barcelona.
Correct.
As I said,
like a little thorn.
a little bit, right?
Yeah.
It's, as I said, it's very difficult because Atletico Madrid on their day can probably beat anyone and also probably lose to anyone.
Okay.
But I think Barcelona, for me, will have learned from their mistakes. I don't think they're going to allow Atletico Madrid nearly as many chances, as much time.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
I think Atleti can beat Barcelona one game, but not 2 games.
Yeah. I mean,
I think we can all agree on that. That Barcelona, Atleti can have one good game.
Yeah, I mean, the one.
Can't have both. In my opinion.
I think at the Wanda, Atletico Madrid are difficult.
I think Barcelona are going to beat them in both legs. They're going to beat them at home and away. I think Barcelona will learn from their mistakes in the Copa.
I mean, I think it's going to be tight, but I'm going to agree overall. I think Barcelona should be fine here.
Atleti is going to take the first game, and then Barcelona is going to win the second game.
Sounds like a pretty
Barcelona's going to take it home.
unanimous
Sounds like a
decision.
Sounds like Tiki-Taka is going to beat Atleti. Pedri, the best midfielder in the world.
No.
We got Sporting against Arsenal.
Sporting is going to win in the first leg and tie the second leg.
Okay.
Nah. Come on. I think Arsenal.
Sporting is going to win
Okay.
the first leg and tie the second leg.
I think
Arsenal's going to win both.
Yeah, I would agree. Arsenal know how to play just haram ball. I think that. I think for me, again, Arsenal, one of the top 2 teams in the world right now. I think.
Top 2?
Yeah.
No.
In my opinion,
No.
I think so.
I give you top 5, but not top 2.
I'll give you
Really?
Top 5.
There are 4 teams in the world this season better than Arsenal.
Bayern,
Okay.
Madrid,
No,
Barcelona,
I disagree.
and PSG.
Maybe. I don't hate the PSG.
I'm agreeing with Brian on all 4 teams.
Nah.
I'm agreeing with
I
Brian
think
on all
Arsenal,
4 teams.
they've shown maturity this season.
So mature.
Listen, we can complain. We can say if you're talking about
so
play
mature.
style, sure, they play. They're hard to watch, but they get the job done, and they get the job done better than anybody else.
Right.
I mean, I think against Sporting, I think they've been dealt a very favorable draw, a very favorable side of the bracket. I'm going Arsenal. I don't think Sporting is going to give them that much trouble. I mean, they might keep it close simply because Arsenal doesn't tend to have blowout games, but I think Arsenal have got this.
Okay, so I say Sporting. You say Arsenal.
Really, Sporting? Oh.
Hold on. What do you got first?
I'm going with my boy here.
Okay.
Arsenal.
Okay. Come on. It's got to be Arsenal.
All right. The ugliest football in the world wins.
All right. The semis. PSG, Bayern München.
I think PSG is taking it home. PSG.
Nah, not for me.
No.
No.
Like I said, I think
No,
Bayern Munich are the best team in the world. I think PSG have not been quite as good this season as they were last.
Correct.
Bayern have only gotten better.
As the season goes on. Right.
I mean, for me, it's going to be a great game for sure. But at this moment, I'm taking Bayern Munich over PSG.
He has a Bayern Munich shirt. He's hating on Bayern. And
Who knows? I don't know. Who knows who this guy's?
Oh, yeah.
So you're taking
No, I'm taking Bayern Munich.
Bayern?
Without a doubt.
okay.
Tactically, they're going to suffocate PSG. Although, I wouldn't be surprised if PSG wins one of the games.
I wouldn't be surprised if PSG wins the tie. It's going to be close, but if you had to ask me if one of these two is going to go through, I'm going to say Bayern. Even if it's like a 60-40, I'm going Bayern Munich.
I said PSG.
PSG?
Yeah.
Since you have a Bayern shirt, I'm going with Bayern.
It's the two of us anyways. Okay, here we go. Barcelona, Arsenal.
On to the second semifinal. I think we already talked about this before. Me and you have Barcelona going through.
Yeah, no, for me, I don't see it. I think this is the point in the competition where Barcelona get a little bit found out. Their defense is just, for me, it's not good enough to compete with the top teams. We saw that against Newcastle.
But Araujo is the best center back in the world.
For sure. Yeah, no, come on. I think Arsenal, by far, for sure, Arsenal are the best defensive team in the world. I don't think Barcelona is going to be afforded nearly as much space as they're used to in between La Liga and who they've played so far. And I think, again, we saw it last season against Inter. This team is fragile at the back. I think Arsenal, with how mature of a team they are, as I said before, I think that this is it's going to be tight. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if Barcelona goes through, but I'm taking Arsenal here.
Barcelona has Pedri. I don't know. I don't know what you're snoring about. What you should be snoring about is how Arsenal plays, but...
Believe me, I am.
We saw it against Newcastle, the Prem team, and they defend very well. And they press very well. We saw it in Newcastle. It was very difficult for Barcelona. It was very difficult. People were saying, le cuesta al Barça en el Champions. That's what people were saying. But then you went to the Camp Nou. They scored in the first minute. And they got tied twice. But they still kept scoring goals. Right, so Arsenal, a team that defends differently than Newcastle, arguably, right? Because I think Newcastle has a more direct style of play, right? That's more kind of friendly in that sense. Arsenal gets their goal from set pieces. Because of that, I don't think it'll be that easy for Arsenal to break through. They'll be able to generate corners, that's for sure. But if they're generating corners and they're generating... Because that's how they play, right? Bukayo Saka they tell him, yo, Bukayo, just get a corner, bro. Just get a corner. That's all he does, right? I love Bukayo, and I think he could do even better. But his role is to generate corners. And they practice the most things that they practice is set pieces. Now, if Barcelona defends these set pieces and counters, because tactically Barcelona can destroy this Arsenal team. They have Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and Lewandowski. That is a counter-attacking team right there.
Right, but you said something important there. You say if they can defend them, and that is a huge if. That is the biggest if that Barcelona under Hansi Flick has.
The if comes from more of preparation from Barcelona in the coming up to this game. So if Barcelona is smart, and I think they are, right? They're going to defend their set pieces. They're going to practice set pieces, right? If they can do that...
I'm sure every team does that.
Right, this is basically
I know, but none of them work.
That's where the if comes from. I mean, Arsenal also, we can talk about a little bit controversial how they get some of their goals that are fouls in the Prem. And they get some calls for them in the Prem that are a little iffy. That are given to them.
Barcelona,
I don't know.
Barcelona live and die by the same sword. This team is not concerned with defending. I don't know that...
No, but you're looking...
What do you think, Brian?
Just look at the individuality. Barcelona has much better individual players, too.
Barcelona has one of the best midfielders in the world. And that's just facts.
I would say Declan Rice is one of the best midfielders.
No,
Come on.
Maybe not the same as Pedri, but I
He's
think
playing at a top team and he's playing at a top level.
The best midfield Barcelona has.
as a whole,
But Barcelona has one.
sure.
Is it better than Arsenal? Yes. You can agree on that.
Yeah.
It's better than
But I don't
Arsenal.
disagree that Barcelona player for player is better than Arsenal. But tactically, I think Arsenal is set up better than
That's where I
Barcelona.
think
Individually,
tactically,
Barcelona has a better team. Individually.
Right.
Sure.
They're a better team.
Sure.
Right.
And
That makes the
tactically
difference.
too. And tactically too.
No, but he's right. He's a Madrista, bro. He's right. Individuality can win you the Champions League. Because you don't know if Arsenal gets a penalty, and they
But then-
completely
okay, but
they just fall apart.
It's the same conversation as last season.
It's if.
Barcelona was a better team than Inter Milan. Inter, who in my opinion, having watched them as much as I do, were not particularly fantastic by any means last season. And Inter, they walked away. They scored 8 goals against this Barcelona team. They knocked them out of the Champions League. I mean, Barcelona in the Champions League, sometimes they know how to, capitulate a little bit. And against a team like Arsenal that is as set up as they are, for me, it feels more like Arsenal than Barcelona here.
Here's another thing, right? So you say that they fall apart, right? Against Inter, they did fall apart, right? Defensively, because they got scored. How many goals was it? 5 goals, 6 goals in 2 legs? That's not normal, right? However, Hansi Flick is a top-level coach.
Sure.
I don't think he's going to let that slide again.
He's been letting it slide all season.
No, but not in the Champions League.
He gave up 3 goals to Chelsea. They didn't keep they haven't kept a single clean. Barcelona haven't kept a single.
Chelsea was always going to win that game, I promise you. Just looking at the current moment of the team, but we're looking at a different
Barcelona haven't kept a single clean sheet in the Champions League this season. If they keep turning games into shootouts, I just don't see them winning the whole thing that way.
That's fine, but to me,
How many games have they won? How many games have they won?
Yeah, they've won most of their games, sure.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
But I would also say
win,
But I would also say that there were plenty of games that they underperformed in at the same time. Of course, they tied. They tied away to Newcastle. They gave up 2 goals to Victoria Pilsen. They lost 3-0 to Chelsea. They lost at home to PSG.
But
Fine,
Chelsea's a different story. At the time, Chelsea was playing good.
Yeah.
But even a lot of their wins were not convincing. Even look at Frankfurt, for example. I don't think they had a very convincing win. Frankfurt were horrible this season. I just I stand by what I said. I just think that at this point in the competition, it's going to be difficult.
I see your points, and they're valid points, right? And they all make sense. But you also need to look at the La Mística de la Champions, right? Arsenal, they're bottle jobs.
Sure.
They're bottle jobs. The reason that they play set piece tactics is because they're bottle jobs and they can't sustain any other type of formation or style of play. So now when they're in the Camp Nou, right, and they have that whole stadium coming against them, and you have the best player in the world in Lamine Yamal. You have Rafinha, a top winger in the world. You have the best midfielder in the world.
Yeah, but I think
it becomes very difficult.
If I'm not wrong, though, I think Barcelona will play their first leg at home, so that could also be a deciding factor. Arsenal have home advantage in the second leg.
That's big.
All right, let's vote.
I have Barcelona. You have Arsenal.
Barcelona.
I lose out on this one. So we've got a Barcelona versus Bayern Champions League final.
Barcelona fans are looking at this and they are. What do you think? They're scared?
I think it's another 8-2.
Oh.
No.
That's the first thing I thought of. That's why I said that.
No. Like I didn't even think Barcelona were going to make it here. So my opinion. I think Bayern Munich are the best team in the world. I think offensively, by far, they're the best team in the world. I think Barcelona's probably second in that. And I think defensively, they have a lot more solidity than Barcelona. I think Bayern Munich are a better version of what Barcelona are. I'm going Bayern Munich to take it this year.
Yeah.
I don't think Barcelona's going to make it. It's going to make it. Even to second half. 2 goals in the first half.
It's not going to be that easy for Bayern.
No, Barca did win 4-1 last season, if we remember, against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. So
Yeah. whole different team, though.
I mean, but listen, a Champions League.
It's a final.
A Champions League final.
Final is always different. Than like
a Champions League final, and a Champions League final is never easy unless you're PSG playing Inter Milan. But
that's a different story. But
in the wins, there's going to be a fight. It's going to be Lucho Diaz,
right.
Rafinha, Lamine Yamal.
This game sounds so exciting, bro.
That would be a tasty final. But yeah, I think I'm going Bayern Munich.
Bayern. I am going Bayern Munich too.
I'm going back. This is the first time you picked Bayern Munich with the Bayern Munich shirt.
Yeah.
So
he's not gonna pick Barcelona. So
for sure.
And ladies and gentlemen, Bayern Munich to win the Champions League.
Before we even started this, I thought Brian was gonna win it.
I agree.
I want to do something though.
What's that?
Let's go back here and let's say Arsenal went through instead of Barcelona. Let's look at this now.
It's tough. Arsenal beat Bayern in the group stage this season, but of course Arsenal had home advantage. But I'm sticking with Bayern. I think
you're sticking with Bayern.
I think you made the point before that Arsenal in the Champions League are bottle jobs. I think it's
So all that talk that you just had for Arsenal, Bayern will win it
because I think Arsenal and Barcelona aren't the same team. I think Arsenal is better than Barcelona, but I think Bayern is better than both.
So do you think this is going to be the final?
If I had to pick the two teams in the best form this season, I would say that's what the final is going to be.
Brian, what do you think?
If it was me, I would have picked Real Madrid.
Okay. You want to go all the way back and bring Real Madrid into this?
But if it's Real Madrid,
Real Madrid in the final. Real Madrid's in the final.
Okay. So
if it's an El Clasico final, is Real Madrid winning that?
The Clasico, of course.
Because that's something that can happen, by the way.
That could happen.
It'd be crazy.
But first, Real Madrid needs to beat Bayern Munich.
Yeah, that's not for me.
Yeah, but hold on. Look at Bayern's path to the final, though.
But PSG had a difficult path last season. It seems like it tends to be the teams with the difficult paths are the ones that make it to the final.
So that means Sporting is going to win.
You're right, man. Sporting is going to win the Champions League.
Bueno. Our champion is Bayern. Congratulations. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.